It's so Hugo, the director, is not here. I'm the co-writer of the film, and I produced the film with Hugo in our studio, and in Paris, in France, as you can maybe hear with my beautiful accent. I will try not to overplay it, but maybe sometimes I'll exaggerate some words. And so Hugo, during like 5 years ago, 6 years ago now, it's very long, this campaign thing. He sent me a sketch, a drawing, and it was a little boy flying in the sky with his cape and with the rainbow colors following him, and it was kind of magical the way it happened. He appeared a bit like in the film, and then we kind of developed the story revolving around this kid and this girl who finds him, and yeah. I don't know if it answers the question, but
it does indeed. But you actually kind of touched on this next question, which was, can you tell me about the production design of the film, kind of what some of the influences were? You had both very natural environments and very futuristic world. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so that's really Hugo's work. Hugo's been a comic book author since 15 years, and so he really developed this world, this science fiction world, this like close to our, like a bit augmented reality from the world we live in. He says sometimes it's like our world, but under a steroid in a way. So it's everything that's gonna happen to us. So that's an environment in which we were like playing in a way, you know, and augmenting like the playing around, and then the style, it's also Hugo's style, and it's a mixture between Japanese animation, of course, Miyazaki, but also more cartoon from the US, from like realistic cartoons, like Burns or stuff like that. And then he also grew up in Mexico, so there are a lot of colors coming from Mexico. I think it's a kind of blend of all that in a way.
That's really cool.
So I'm going to go back to this rainbow.
Yeah.
So the use of rainbow throughout the movie is so layered in its depiction and theme. What made you decide to use a rainbow to be the visual symbol, and what does that mean to you?
Me, when Hugo sent me that sketch, I thought it was crazy that a rainbow never really happened. Then we remembered of E.T. In E.T., there's a rainbow kind of, when he flies together, they turn it a little bit into a rainbow. And it's funny because we saw a Spielberg interview later on when we were working on the film. He talked about rainbows, and he kind of, it was a bit of the same interpretation. But anyway, for me, the rainbow figure was so great because it has to be sunny and rain at the same time. So it's a bit like a great pop song, you know. For me, a pop song, when you're happy, a great hit. You listen to it when you're happy, it makes you happier, and you listen to it when you're sad, and it makes you sadder. And it's a bit like that. The rainbow, it's a sort of complex, you know, figure, and then it's just something I think very magical, you know, that we still don't really can scientifically explain the fact that it's water coming through light and stuff like that. But it relates to something of our inner child in a way. The rainbow figure is something we cannot really explain. So this was appealing to us. And then later on, the film was released and stuff, and there's a more political aspect to it. You know, some countries asked us to recolor the film because of the rainbow. I'm not gonna mention, but it was pretty crazy because rainbow is a LGBT flag, and so this we didn't how do you say anticipate it, but it was very impressive to us to think that some countries are that allergic to freedom ideas that they want to, you know, they were like, you should recolor the film and change the story. I was like, it's tricky. It's called Arco. It's a rainbow.
But you didn't do that, right?
No, we didn't do it.
Good for you.
And we should all be careful because it's going at a rapid pace. All of that, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, because I mean, you touched on this earlier when you said like a rainbow is it's a scientific thing that happens. It's a natural occurrence. So
What do they do when there's a rainbow in the
Right, I mean, what did they do?
do they like give like black and white glasses to people and like, it's not happening? I mean, it's must be intense, you know,
Wow.
a lot of money.
Was the movie then banned in these countries?
It was not released yet.
Yeah, so
Wow.
You can imagine which countries.
Yes.
I can imagine, but
Yeah.
that's very sad. It's very,
Yeah,
very
it's
sad.
very, very sad because.
Because it's a
Yeah.
beautiful film, sorry.
Thank
Too
you.
bad for them. So this is an independent film, so could you talk about the challenges you had to getting the movie made and how you and Hugo overcame them?
Yeah, so that was it's a very, very small film compared to other animated film.
Mhm.
We have a very small budget, and I think the most challenge we had is we wrote the screenplay together. We went to a producer. He read the screenplay, which was the exact same screenplay, and he wrote it and he said it's never gonna work. Those guys are not like bad guys. There are no real antagonists. A lot of things he told us. You should go have a senior screenwriter rewrite it with you and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So what we did is we did an animatic. So Hugo had storyboarded the film throughout writing, and so we edited the storyboard together and we pre-animated it, and we invested all our money, basically all the studio's money, around like $300,000 of our own money that we saved through the years, and we did this animatic, and that's how we went to Sophie and Natalie Portman. We showed them 50 minutes. They helped us finish the animatic, and we financed the film with the animatic. Nobody read the screenplay. So that was the main, if I have to say, answer, we have 4 minutes and 53 seconds left.
That's okay.
If there
We
were-
have plenty of time.
You got plenty of time, baby.
But if there is one big challenge we had to face, it was this, and to really preserve the idea and the freedom of the film and the originality, I think, of the film, by not financing it in a conventional way with the screenplay where everybody projects, their own fantasy, their own, all of that, and so that's the main challenge we had to face. And then when we had the animatic, at least the film was there. There were also like the score of the film, like demos, of course, it was, but everything was there, and we said to people, "It's take it or leave it. That's the film." And Hugo was saying, in the worst case, we'll release the animatic on YouTube. The film will already exist, So yeah,
So how'd you end up
Really cool.
raising the financing?
with the animatic, then we had everything with the animatic. Yeah, we.
So you took the animatic out.
To distributors, to like regional funds. In France, we finance film very differently than in the US. We don't really have like big studios, and so that's how we finance the film. We have a little studio in Paris, and so we have a little cinema downstairs, and we told people come watch the animatic, and that's how we financed it.
How big was your crew?
We were at the maximum like under 100.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow, and you said it took you almost 6 years to make?
No, actually that's the other impressive thing. So we worked on the film for 5 years with Hugo, writing for 2 years and a half, 3 years, and then the animatic around a year, but the actual production was a year. We finished the film in a year, yeah.
I just have to ask, how close to the final film is to your animatic?
Oh, it's the exact same
It's the
film,
exact same.
yeah,
Oh, wow, that's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Very impressive.
yeah. And the animatic, maybe we'll release it on YouTube one day.
Why not?
It's in black and white, so maybe it can be released.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Can
There's
do no harm
rainbow in it.
in black and white.
So was there a rainbow pop song that influenced you?
Oh yeah, there's it's actually in the film, the Leslie Gore "Sunshine, Lollipops and Rainbow," and that's a good song. And then there's a song called "Que sera sera," whatever will be. There will be rainbows. She says we listen to that a lot with Hugo, and we love that song. So I don't know if it's a pop rainbow song, but it's a good song.
Very cool.
Well, we've got a little more time, so
Whoa.
yeah.
Is there anything that you getting into this, writing this, and after creating it all the time, that you really wanted audiences to take away from this film, this story?
I think it's interesting. I don't know if people have seen the film here, but at the there's this idea of a sketch. The film started with a sketch, like the writing of the film. Hugo sent me a sketch, and the film ends up with a sketch. And I think it's really trusting ideas when you have an idea, even how fragile it is, everyone can, in trusting an idea, you can, this film happened with an idea, you know what I mean? And Hugo, most of the time he says everything surrounding us started with the drawing. This was drawn, not you, but the microphone maybe was drawn. And so we can, for people who have the power of drawing, but also everyone who has the power of having ideas, if you trust your idea, even though how fragile, how, I don't know, how precious it might be, in French, it makes more sense than in English, but if you trust that idea, it can really manifest and create something in the world. And I think we need it more than ever because, and what I mean is that, I'm gonna quote Spielberg again, but I listened to an interview yesterday of him who said, the biggest ideas, they whisper to you, nothing is shout at your head, you know? And so you have to listen to the whisper, and to even more than a whisper, it's something, sometimes you don't really understand what it is. And I think this is what we need now, to listen to like really imperceptible, how do you say, really things you don't
Subtle.
really, yeah, subtle, like we have to be very careful to, and very meticulous with like the subtlety, because we're lacking subtlety, I think.
Thank you.
Well,
This is a wonderful film, and all the influences of anime and comics, the natural world, futurism, all really comes through.
Thank
And
you.
even though this was like a small budget film, it's very, very beautiful. It's
Thank you.
very huge in scope. So congratulations and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you so much to you.
Thank you. Magnus.
All right.